Good evening, Fernwood. My name is Neil. It's time for us to spend some time together and watch that silly subversive soap opera, Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. Today we will be taking a look at the May 14th, 1976 episode. I have a little smile in my face because I remember the date properly, I think. So let's do that recap that I so often do. It started with Tom looking for Mary because she was not at home when he got there, and that's something that he expects. He went to Martha, who kind of pried a little bit into the relationship with Tom and Mary, and maybe didn't quite hear why Tom is feeling so bad. Then we see a scene between Heather and Mary where Heather seems to be digging into the cracks that are appearing in front of her in Tom and Mary's marriage. Of course, Mary's response is just to send her upstairs to do her homework. Mary then gets a visit from Howard McCullough, who really does the job that I think no other character in this show has really ever done, which is to sit and listen to Mary with no apparent agenda. And Mary really seems to appreciate that. And I wish more characters would do that for her. I wish Mary and Tom could figure out how to listen to each other, but that seems to be something that they're really struggling with. After that, though, we get our closing scene with a confrontation between Dennis, who is basically in his apartment by himself, and Tom. Tom really rips into Dennis in a way that I feel like Dennis has needed to hear. Of course, Dennis offers sincere perspectives on what's going on with Mary, what he sees going on with Mary, but Tom is not able to hear it. And, well, I honestly think that Tom needs to rip into Dennis pretty hard. That's just my personal opinion because I don't like Dennis. There we go. Let's get started on this new episode of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman.
Mary Hartman! Mary Hartman!
Let me tell you something, Foley. I happen to love that woman. I happen to love her with my whole heart, and my whole mind, and my whole soul. I loved her for a long, long time. And that's more than you can say. It's more than anybody can say. But she's my little bird, you understand that? She's my little itty-bitty bird, and I'm taking care of her. Now you stay away from her. Do you understand that? You stay away from her. Because if I ever catch you around here again, I swear to God, your home-wrecking bird brain, I'll cut your heart out.
Well, you are just so easy to talk to.
Listen, Mary, I just want... Hold on, Mr. Hartman. Listen, I don't mean to be impolite, but, I want to talk to my wife.
You're being impolite, huh?
No, that's all right, Mary. I have to go home. Yeah. Well, look, say it's been nice having this little visit, Mary.
Bye, Howard.
Bye-bye. Good night, Mr. Hartman. See you.
Oh, what the hell is he doing here?
We were just talking.
I know you were just talking with Foley, you were just talking with Howard, you were just talking with everybody, you're just talking. Everybody except me, Mary. Now why, for God's sake, don't you talk to me?
I've been trying to for months, Tom. It's just been impossible.
What the hell do you mean it's been impossible? Where the hell do you think I've been? Mary, I've been right here, haven't I? How many times have you seen me right here in this room, How many times have you seen me upstairs? You want to know how many times? I will tell you how many times. Every damn day of the year, that's how many times. So why the hell don't you talk to me?
All right, we'll talk then. And then let's talk now.
All right.
Because I'm gonna... I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm glad. No, I do. Tom, we do really have to talk because we're really having some very serious problems here.
Okay, well, what's the serious problem? Now, will you tell me what the serious problem is, will you? That you're a wounded bird, is that it?
What?
I mean,
A
ain't that...
wounded bird?
Yeah. Ain't that miserable, huh? I mean, if you are that miserable, I really want to know. Will you please tell me?
Tom, I am miserable. care? Do you care because of me, or do you care because of what other people think?
I care because of you. I care so much because of you. Do you understand that?
Then just forget about Dennis.
No, I won't forget about Dennis. Holy, how the hell can I forget about him?
See? What do you want for dinner? I've got frozen haddock and frozen vegetarian. Which do you want?
I want some attention. That's what I want. I want a home-cooked meal. I want a wife. I don't want some damn wounded bird.
I don't have any wounded bird. I have chicken.
Good morning, Mary.
Hi, Grandpa.
How come you're reading the calendar? Didn't your morning paper come?
No, I was just thinking about how strange time is. Like today's Thursday, right? Right? Now yesterday wasn't Thursday, but nothing's changed since yesterday. I mean, nobody pushed a button or anything to make it Thursday. I mean, nothing changed, you know? I mean, usually when things happen, something changed to make it happen. Like you dye your hair or you push a light switch. But when the day changes, nothing happens and it just happens anyway.
You mean time flies?
Is that what I mean?
Well, anyway, it's a nice day. I think I'll walk down to the supermarket and see what's new on the bulletin board. Sometimes they have an advertisement for a cat sitter.
I didn't know you like cats.
Oh, I don't. But sitting them is an easy way to pick up a few dollars. And since I spend the day sitting anyway, I might as well get paid for it.
I'm glad you're here, Grandpa. You know what? I want to ask you something. Would you like a cup of coffee?
Is that what you want to ask me?
No, that was just what I was asking you that before I asked you what I really want to ask you.
No, Larry. I don't want any coffee. It just keeps me awake. And when you think about it, there's really no big reason for me to stay awake. What was your question?
I know, it's just, it was just about doing things.
What things?
Oh, just like anything. I mean, did you ever have something that you really didn't want to do or think you should do in a certain way? A part of you felt that you shouldn't do it, and then a part of you did want to do it, but then a part of you didn't want to do it because if you did do it, you would have already done it.
I want to tell you something very funny, Mary.
What?
I understood your question.
Well, why not? It's a simple question. That's not the problem. The problem is, what's the answer?
Well, there's one thing I learned, Mary.
What?
No matter what you think you've got, or how much you think you've got, the only thing you really have is today.
Thursday.
No, any day. If you want to do something today, do it. Because tomorrow is too late to do it today.
You know what? You're really wise. You should be a philosopher.
I have an idea there's more money in capsuling.
Grandpa, what about tomorrow?
Tomorrow is the day you pay for what you do today.
Wasn't there a philosopher once, though, who said that tomorrow may never come?
Good morning.
Betty, hi. Have you met my grandfather?
Yes, I've had the pleasure.
Meeting someone like me isn't my idea of pleasure.
Oh, Grandpa, that was just a figure of speech. She didn't mean it. I mean, she meant it, but she didn't mean it. I mean, that's what figure of speech means.
You are a very interesting man, Mr. Larkin. I would like to do your astrological chart.
You mean figure out my future?
Well, in a way, yes.
Too chancy. By the time you figure out what's left of my future, I might have used it all up.
Oh, nonsense. You've got a lot of good years yet.
Good for what?
Your grandfather has a charming sense of humor. Oh, by the way, have you looked at the chart I prepared for you?
No, not yet. I haven't. No.
I was afraid of that. Howard told me you were reluctant to look at it when he brought it over. But I really think you should read it because today is a very critical day for you.
I know.
How could you know if you didn't read the chart?
Well, let me put it this way. Did you ever have one of those days?
One of those days?
Yeah. I mean, did you ever have one of those days where you just had to make a decision about whether you were going to jump out of an airplane that was burning without a parachute or you were just going to stand until it crashed? Well, when you have one of those days, something in you knows this is a critical day. Tom, what are you doing home in the middle of the day?
Listen, would you two excuse me? I have something to talk to my wife about.
Why, certainly. I was just on my way to the market anyway.
Me too.
Oh, may I give you a lift?
Oh, thank you. Walking from the bedroom to the bathroom in the morning is about all the exercise I can handle in one day.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, Mary.
I have a feeling this isn't going to be good news.
I've been laid off, Mary.
I had a feeling that wasn't going to be good news. You've been fired? Why? Is there another depression? Because Walter Cronkite didn't say anything about it. Unless it happened yesterday. I did miss the news yesterday.
Mary, there's no depression. And I didn't get fired. I got laid off in 5 days, damn it.
Why?
Why? Because I racked up too damn many demerits, that's why. At least that's what they say, for God's sakes. That's not the reason. I know what the hell the damn reason is. The reason is because I've been coming on too strong in the union, you know? I've been forcing things. They're getting screwed up. See, both union managers are getting together and trying to stick it to me, boy. Oh, boy, the old mousetrap. Pow!
Tom, I'm so sorry.
Well, don't be sorry, because I'm damn glad it happened. Believe me, I am. I know what the hell I'm doing. Just that it's... I don't know. Look, what happened to me today, I mean, that's nothing. I had it coming, see?
Tom, honey, don't worry about it. I'm your wife, and I love you. And I'll be with you for better or for worse. And at a time like this, I just want to be with you, okay?
I'm just sorry that, it's happening, and, it's affecting you. I'm just sorry about that. It's,
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Listen, Tom, we all have our problems. I mean, we have problems. We'll work them out. That's all.
Look, you know what I feel?
We can work them out if
yeah,
we're
I know we
together.
can work them out, but I feel so damn useless. Do you understand that? I really feel
Oh,
useless.
sweetheart, don't feel useless. I'll help you. Let me help you.
Look, you can't help me. I mean, everything's falling apart. The whole damn world's falling apart. How can you help me?
Tom, I wish you wouldn't feel this way. I have an idea. Why don't you just have a good cry? I mean, it's not a terrible thing for men to cry. I mean, it's all just part of human liberation.
Look, Mary, do me one favor, will you? Stop babying. Don't baby me, all right?
I'm not babying.
The hell you're not babying me. You're asking me to cry, aren't you? Look, I'm down enough as it is. So don't ask me to do that kind of stuff. I am not an object for pity.
Tom, why can you say a thing like that? I'm trying to give you love.
Well, how the hell can you... You're trying to enjoy my tears, aren't you? Is that what you're trying to do? You are. I mean, what the hell do you need from me? What do you need me for if you think I'm so damn weak? What do you need me for?
I didn't say that I thought you were weak. I'm just saying that it's okay if I see you cry. I mean, I don't want you to be ashamed of anything like that. I mean, we all have our needs.
Well, I don't know. You don't know one damn thing about my needs.
Tom, I do know about your needs. I do. I need that. You know that you have to be comforted. And you have to be soothed.
Stop it.
And you just have to
Stop
be
it.
held.
Stop it. Stop it.
No, Tom, we
Stop
all
it.
have our needs. I mean, you have to be held.
Stop
You're
it.
gonna have to be rocked.
Stop it, will you? Look, I'm not a baby, for God's sakes. I don't want to be rocked.
Tom. I need to love you. I mean, if you won't love me, I need to love
Well,
you.
how the hell do you want to love me? I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. You want to love me by devouring me? Is that what you're trying to do, huh? You're trying to whittle me down to an infant? Then take me in small bites? Is that what you're trying to do?
You are so cruel. This is so cruel.
Well, look, Mary, your love is cruel. Your love is very cruel because it comes without any damned understanding. Now, I don't want that kind of love.
You don't, do you? You don't want my love.
I don't know what I want. I really don't know what I want. You're beautiful. Beautiful. From my heart.
Oh my gosh, this being so fast.
I've never felt like this before.
Wonder why.
Anticipation. I mean, it's been a long, long wait.
Oh, just wait.
What's the matter?
Let's just, sit down and talk a little, okay? You want to talk?
Mary, we've talked. We've talked. That's all we've done is talk. And it's settled now. We care for each other.
I know, but I was just, I was thinking, and, I was thinking about the whole thing, and I was,
When?
when I was thinking when I was in there, I was changing my clothes. I don't mean my clothes, I mean our clothes, and I was taking, when I was taking off my dress, and I was putting on your robe, and I was, thinking, actually, it isn't changing. I wouldn't call that changing, would you? I would call that exchanging, wouldn't you? And I was thinking that, I forgot what it was that I was thinking about.
Mary,
What?
you did come here to be with me.
I know, and I don't think it's right. I mean, under the circumstances, and I know that it's hard for me to explain the circumstances, but I must say that under the circumstances, it is not as long as I thought it was. It's just
I
that.
can't believe it. After all this time. Of all the women that I've known, Mary, for some reason, no one's ever made me feel this excited. You're not just another entry in a little black book.
Do you keep a black book? I thought. No, I did think that was just done in the movies. I thought people, in the movies kept little black books. I mean, like Cary Grant and Dennis O'Keefe, I know they keep little black books, but I thought that's just in the movies.
This isn't the movies, Mary. This is real life. And for me, I've never felt as real, as full a moment as this. I'm feeling things that I've never felt before.
I think I know what that is. I mean, I really do. I think I can put my finger on it. I think that the reason that you're so excited is that first I rejected you. You know, I think that's it. Like, do you know that old saying, grass is always greener on the other side of the fence? No, that doesn't apply. Do you know the one about, is the one about the grapes being sweeter?
Forbidden fruit.
Yeah, that's it. There is one about forbidden fruit. Dennis, have you ever heard of anyone having second thoughts about something?
No. No, Mary. Look, we've been doing this for a long time, Mary, and we both put too much into this.
Dennis, a person can have second thoughts.
Mary, you've had 1,000 thoughts. I mean, it's too late to have a second thought now.
What about Tom? What about Tom?
To hell with Tom.
No. Look, I'll buy that tonight, but what about my vows? My vows.
Look, if we can't have a lasting time together, let's, tonight, now, let's have a moment. Just one beautiful moment.
One moment?
One beautiful moment. Yes.
You don't mean 1 minute. I mean, you mean 1 moment, right?
One beautiful moment. Mary, say yes. Yes. Mary.
Yes.
Thank God.
What?
Mary, I've got these pains in my arm. Oh.
Dennis? I've never seen this before, but I have a feeling this is a heart attack.
Ah! So we jump back to yesterday with Tom confronting Dennis and then walking in on Howard and Mary together, chatting, of course. I was incorrect when I said that Howard was the only person who listened to Mary without agenda because I forgot about Grandpa Larkin. But, you know, he's got a few different roles in the show, and I feel like Howard really singularly listens to Mary and also hates his brother, apparently. So Tom really has these incredible jealous feelings and emotion that pours out in rage. And something that I wish could happen between the two of them was that, you know, Mary, because really I think the next chunk of the episode focuses on Tom and Mary. Mary wants to fill silence. Like, if there's a silence, she's going to fill it with language. And that's something that we've seen throughout the show. Probably why we watch her, why she's the center of this show, that watching her fill the silence is kind of a thing that draws us to her, but it makes her a poor listener, if you ask me. Because she's trying to invent a way to reach someone rather than simply being there. And that may be a fatal flaw in Tom and Mary's relationship, that neither of them knows to quiet and listen. And seeing that specific fight between Tom and Mary was really painful to see that Tom, because I understand that Tom's whole question is about his manliness. Like, is he a man? That's a question that he's never verbalized in this show, but it shines so clearly. He is really concerned with whether he earns the status of manhood. From the beginning of the series till now, every single thing that Tom does revolves around that. Is he a man? And here, he feels infantilized by Mary filling the silence, you know, putting the words out there. Because again, Mary is going to vomit up these little ideas that seem right to her in the moment, but they're not listening, and Mary's actions are not actions of listening, is what I mean to say. And I appreciate her wanting to love Tom in the way that she knows how to love. I wish that it was that thing. And, nowadays there are those memes that say, or the cartoon that says, I'm having a sad, and the second response to that first panel is, do you want to vent, or do you just want me to be there? And that seems to be a response system that wasn't shown here. And I wish that there were some examples for Mary and Tom to draw from for how to deal with their partner's pain. Because both partners are hurting. So I'm not denying that Mary feels pain, and I'm not denying that Tom feels pain, and neither of them knows how to deal with the other's pain. Speaking of pain, then there's that. Oh, my nails were dug straight into my legs for that whole scene. Mary apparently made it to Dennis's apartment, and for that whole scene, everything was heightening, 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 pressure, pressure, pressure. And when you put pressure on someone, one of the responses is that they get squashed. And that might be where Dennis's heart attack comes from. I'm very, very interested to see what comes of this. I wish Tom and Mary the best. I hope that Dennis doesn't just straight up die. I don't expect him to. I think there's a lot more story to tell there, but oh, I guess it keeps Mary on the hook as far as not having to sleep with him. Speaking of not sleeping, it's time for us to end this episode. Thanks so much for spending some time listening to me rant, 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 and we will see you next week in Fernwood.